Hey there, Weather Geeks. It's the Hump Day edition of our daily online weather video, where we like to get a little more in-depth than we're allowed to get on the TV side. We're going to start out this morning, or actually, it is this afternoon now. I've been back and forth between the morning shift and the afternoon shift lately, so I'm having a little hard time getting my bearings. Let's start this afternoon with this morning's low temperatures, which were very cold once again. Not quite as cold in most spots as the previous night, but still pretty impressive. A -11 in Boardman, -8 down in Columbiana. Down towards East Liverpool, here's one weather station that checked in with -15. -10 pretty close to Lisbon. Up just north of Mercer, we had a -18 reported there. Between Hubbard and Hermitage, -11. Up in Howland, -6. Yeah, it was really cold last night, and we've got another cold night coming up tonight, although fewer places are going to drop below zero tonight. Most of us, except for the real far outlying spots, will probably stay above zero for tonight. And by the way, with the recent cold weather, we are approaching the top 10 list for the coldest Januaries on record in Youngstown. Our current average temperature through last night, 19.3 degrees. To get us in the top 10, we need 19.2. So after the climatological data comes in for today and tonight, I suspect we're going to be able to crack this list, and it'll be interesting to see where things pan out. We've got a few days left in the month, and it looks like we may very well crack the top 10 as far as the list of coldest Januaries on record here in Youngstown. All right, so what's going on this afternoon? We've got a lot of sunshine out there. It looks nice. You see all this gray here on our satellite picture. That's snow cover, not clouds. The sky is pretty clear. But of course, as I was talking about yesterday, this is ineffective sunshine today. It is cold, and we got a little breeze. So the wind chill, let's bring those up. Yeah, it still feels like it's below zero out there this afternoon. Current wind chill at 2:11 p.m. is -6 in Youngstown, -3 Newcastle, over towards Akron, -4. So yeah, it's still not very comfortable to be outside, despite the sunshine. We've got the pressure analysis plotted up here. What we have going on is an area of high pressure centered down here over the lower Mississippi Valley. North of that high, the wind is out of the west. It's a breezy day today. But you'll notice a lot of places are completely storm-free today. Down in the Carolinas and Georgia, where they were dealing with an awful, awful wintry day yesterday. There's some clouds around. There's snow on the ground being picked up by the satellite, but they are done with their winter storm down there. Let's talk about the future a little bit, because we do have some snow heading our way. Not much, kind of a nuisance event, but I do want to show you how we do expect things to transpire. We're in good shape, it looks like, through the daylight hours tomorrow, but I'm going to start this with tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Notice what's going on here. It's 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. We've got a band of precipitation. This is snow tracking east, and then I think as we get into the overnight and into first thing Friday morning, let me back this up. Here's the wee hours of Friday morning. Some light snow shown on our model here. This will continue to push through, and I think we've got the chance of seeing upwards of an inch worth of snow out of this Thursday night heading into Friday. And during the course of the daylight hours Friday, we may still see some light snow from time to time. It'll be one of those days where it's just sort of piddling around a lot. It's not going to be doing much, but if it snows lightly for 18 hours in a row almost, it's going to add up. We might end up with 1.5 inches in some spots when you combine tomorrow night's snow with whatever falls on Friday. Not a real big deal. It's going to fall slowly and lightly enough that I don't expect a ton of problems for your travels on Friday. So that's the story for Friday. Let's head into the weekend, and as we've been promising, it's going to warm up at the start of the weekend. Here's the map for Saturday morning. We've got some light precipitation shown here on our computer models. I think Saturday morning, if this precipitation is indeed realistic, it is falling from the sky, it's going to be snow, real light. Maybe again we see some light accumulations Saturday morning. But as we get into Saturday afternoon, the atmosphere is going to continue to warm up, and temperatures down here at the ground are going to warm up above freezing, it looks like. We've got a good shot at maybe 36, 37, maybe 38 degrees. And upstairs where the clouds are, it's going to be perhaps even a little warmer than that. So precipitation that manages to fall by late in the day Saturday and into Saturday evening is more likely to be rain than snow. I think the rain-snow line is going to be somewhere out in here. So maybe, say Interstate 75, perhaps in western Ohio, something like that. By late Saturday, that'll be the dividing line between those who are getting rain and those who are getting snow, and we should be on the warm side of things here. So if we do get any accumulating snow Saturday, it's going to be first thing in the morning, and then everything should just be wet. as precipitation falls in the afternoon and evening. Then, later Saturday night and into the wee hours of Sunday morning, as the cold air returns at the very last minute, we could see a changeover again from rain to snow. Not looking for a lot of accumulation at this point with this, but as the cold air comes back in, the rain probably does change over to snow before ending by daybreak or so on Sunday. And then we should see a little sun Sunday afternoon. Of course, we've got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. Here's an area of high pressure building in for the afternoon. No problems here with the weather Sunday afternoon and evening over in New Jersey, close to New York City. Around kickoff, I suppose there could be a touch of drizzle, might be a sprinkle. Otherwise, kind of cloudy at the start of the game. Temperatures will fall fairly quickly during the game, but the second half looks dry, probably mostly in the 30s, maybe falling down to around freezing or so. So the weather, other than it being just cold, is not going to be much of a story over in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. All right, back home here. I'm going to show you the European model predicted snowfall through Saturday morning. This takes us through the little piddling event that we have coming up Thursday night into Friday night. European model gives us about 1.5 inches worth of snow out of all of that. And again, that's kind of a long duration thing. So it may snow for 18 hours straight, but it's only going to add up to an inch, 1.5 inches. And this is just one model. Other computer models in this general ballpark. I think a lot of us are going to get an inch or so out of this Thursday night, Friday night. Maybe we add a little bit more to that on Saturday morning. All right, let me back up to my long-range model here for next week. I want to talk about this a little bit. We got a big forecasting headache at this point for next week. What's on the table is the possibility of a big storm. It may or may not happen. It's a week away, maybe 6 days away, and naturally with this kind of a volatile weather pattern, and we're talking about a week into the future, the models aren't going to be in great agreement. But we do have that on the table, that it's possible that next Tuesday into Wednesday, a storm comes up, brings us snow, perhaps some mixed precipitation. The latest European computer model does bring the storm up and gives us a whole lot of snow. And I'm just going to show you this just as just a heads up. Do not take this as gospel whatsoever. But at this point, this is what the European predicts as far as the snow accumulation between the evening of the 5th, which would be the evening of the 4th, which would be Tuesday evening through Wednesday evening. So next week, Tuesday evening into Wednesday evening, that 24-hour period, the European model gives us 14 inches of snow. All right, I don't want to scare you with that. I certainly don't want you to think we're going to predict that. But just as an early first heads up, something that is on the table is the possibility that we could be dealing with a big storm next week. We're going to be fine-tuning this forecast, paying a lot of attention to this, but just as an early heads up, we may have to keep an eye on a week from right now. And then beyond that, we're back to the deep freeze, it looks like. This is the temperature anomaly map based on the GFS computer model from the 8th through the 13th of February. So late next week into the following week, boy, does this look cold, particularly in the Midwest, into the plains. But even here in Ohio and Pennsylvania, this looks like we're back into a cold pattern. So whatever warmth we have heading into this weekend and maybe even during stages of next week, it's going to be a fleeting thing. It looks like we're back in the icebox for that second week of February. All right, that's weather for Weather Geeks on this Wednesday. I'll be on 21 News tonight at 6 and 11. Early risers, you're going to see me again tomorrow morning on WFMJ today. Bright and early at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then again at noon. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to see my updated forecast on TV from now until midday tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great Wednesday afternoon.